And source material for the production design. I just reached out. I'm really close with my high school girlfriends, and I reached out to them and asked if they had any either photos or clothes or anything from the time, and they did, and they sent kind of boxes of stuff. So even and I was also senior year of high school was really important to me, and I was this crazy scrapbooker, and I would save. We used to pass notes. You had to use handwriting and write on a piece of paper, and you'd fold it up and then hand it to a classmate. That was the old fashioned term for a text message. And so I saved like all of those notes, and I gave my production designer these boxes of stuff that my friends and I had, and he used a lot of them and peppered throughout, or even like some T-shirts that I had from high school, and I had in the corner on a bulletin board is a MC Hammer Vanilla Ice ticket stub from the Boise State Pavilion that I camped out for. Again, we spent so much time. I had to camp in the back of a friend's car for tickets. Like we camped out for tickets, and then Vanilla Ice didn't even show. So,
A true tragedy.
so
Yes, sir.
Aubrey, of all the humiliations that Randy endures in this movie, probably the floater scene in the pool would have to be number one. And it puts you in a league, I guess, alone with Divine in all the years of film of people being portrayed.
Having to eat shit.
You saw this in the script. Did you say, "Are you kidding me?" And then, how did you approach it? I mean,
Honestly, when I read the movie for the first time, I thought it was so funny and one of the funniest scripts I've ever read. And I wasn't thinking about what I would actually have to do in it until I had to do it. I didn't really, I didn't wrap my head around it usually until the day of when I showed up and went, oh, it's the scene where I have to eat shit today. Oh, okay. And then I would. So I didn't, and again, like Maggie said earlier, we didn't have much time, so a lot of the stuff I wasn't mentally pre- prepared for. I just kind of did it, and
it was like,
um,
here's a pillow, you need to hump it.
yeah,
Action.
yeah, it was like that. But I mean, I knew what I was getting myself into, but you can never fully visualize what it will actually be like when you're really just taking a bite out of a piece of shit. Sorry?
I assume it was chocolate or something.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. She's,
Oh, no.
yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Aubrey, I wanted to ask you, or did you have a job after high school? What did you do? Do you remember it? And also for Maggie, I wanted to ask you, how did you manage to make a sex comedy with no nudity at all?
I had many jobs after high school. Summer jobs. A memorable one was I was a hostess at Joe's Crab Shack. That was one of my jobs. That was really interesting. And yeah, I don't know. I had a lot of jobs. And I also spent a lot of time at pools, community pools. So um, and I'm not going to tell you what I did there, but I spent a lot of time there. So I felt like I really related to that time in your life when you're spending summers at the pool and yeah.
I did make a sex comedy with nudity, and that is Scott Porter, because he had to have his shirt off a lot in the movie. And I actually, my one of the producers was like, his shirt's off enough. We get it. And I was like, my husband isn't here, but I was like, we'll just keep the shirt off, because it was a funny joke to me. It was really funny. There's nothing funnier than nice abs. But I did that. I like to say too. I also directed some of the most unsexy sex scenes ever, and I'm much more comfortable doing that because I know that there's going to be comedic tension, and then there will be a laugh, so I won't actually have to deal with intimacy. But I do have to say, like, one of the movies I grew up adore, like, John Hughes movies, and 16 Candles was a big one. And there was a moment in that where I think her name is Caroline. She's the cheerleader, and she's showering in the shower, and she doesn't have her shirt on. And I think that was the first time I had ever seen nudity in a film. And that was sort of the equivalent, I think, because I guess it's the female gaze.
The
in
girl
this movie.
equivalent,
Yeah.
It's It's
Did you know
hilarious.
that?
It was
I didn't
hilarious.
know that.
Well, I'm not very professional.
Very good. Yes, sir.